Yo, what's up guys, my name's Hakiii, and in this video we're going to be looking at the best electric cars in GTA Online. I tried to get Elon Musk to sponsor this video because, you know, Tesla and electric cars and all that, but no response from him. So I mean, come on Elon, why do you have to ghost me like that? Anyway, if you go on to enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop a sub so you never miss any more awesome videos like these. Turn on the notification bell too. And let's get straight into it. First up is going to be the Voltic. You can actually spawn this off the street. It is considered a street car, or you could just go and buy it. It doesn't really cost that much. In terms of electric cars you can get off the street, I think this is the best one. I think there's a few electric cars off the street, but I would consider this one at the top of the list. It's got some crazy good handling and traction. I was extremely surprised by it. It's actually super impressive for a street car to have this good handling. You're going to be really impressed when you give it a go, and also by the acceleration of it as well. A lot of electric cars in the game have really good acceleration, and this is no exception to it. And what makes this even crazier is that this car has been in the game since launch, and for a vehicle that's been in the game since the very start, it's very impressive that it's still considered really good in terms of acceleration and traction and handling, because you know how it is with new vehicles. Usually the new vehicles just get better and better in terms of performance, and I'd say not all, but most of the vehicles that have been in the game since launch are just not considered that good anymore because they got left in the dust since we're getting such good vehicles in terms of performance. Back then the best performance vehicle was the Adder, and the Adder today is considered pretty terrible when it comes to racing and compared to other supercars. Not getting too off track though, definitely recommend checking out the Voltic, especially since it's a street car and you technically don't even have to buy it. Let's move on now to the Cyclone. This has the most ridiculous acceleration in the entire game out of all cars, and that's no joke. We said the Voltic's acceleration is great, but this is on a whole nother level. This is on its own acceleration level. It's really good for drag racing if you want to drag race your friends. The top speed isn't amazing, so they might catch up to you at the very end, but when it comes to getting off the line first in a drag race, you are gonna be in front of them easily. I mean, unless they're using a vehicle with a boost, in that case that's kind of cheating, but for a normal car without a boost, this is by far the best. It's understandable why the top speed isn't the best. I mean, they had to balance it out somehow. They can't have ridiculously good acceleration and then ridiculously good top speed as well, but that's the case for several electric cars in the game. I'm not sure if it's like that in real life, but for GTA usually they have really good acceleration and not that great top speed. Maybe not most of the electric cars, but at least some of them. I wouldn't even consider the top speed its biggest downside. I think its biggest downside is actually the handling. When you start getting some speed, it's a bit hard to control. You can say that about a lot of vehicles, but I think with this one it's really noticeable. As I said, the top speed isn't that great, but it's definitely not bad. Also, it's got pretty solid customization, and it looks sick as well. And this goes for all electric cars in the game. If you like a car that sounds like a straight spaceship, you're gonna love these electric cars. Personally, I like both non-electric and electric cars. Sometimes I like hearing that spaceship sound, and sometimes I like hearing that good like engine oomph sound. Moving on to the best performing electric car in the game, and that is gonna be the Tesseract supercar. Even the name of it sounds super cool and electrifying. Whoever came up with that name at Rockstar Games should get a raise, honestly. The Tesseract, that just sounds like such a cool name. We'll get into the performance of it a little later, but the Tesseract looks super unique. It's one of the most unique looking cars in the game. Also, the stock wheels of the Tesseract look amazing. One of the best and once again most unique stock wheels in the game for sure. I don't have them selected in the gameplay here, but you guys should definitely check them out. And if I remember correctly, I think you can color the stock wheels, which is also a really good option. You can't color the stock wheels on a lot of the cars in the game, only with a select couple. The customization overall on it is really good. You can put some liveries on it, and there's some other cool options. Now when it comes to performance, you guys remember when I said most of the electric cars in the game, or at least some of them, have amazing acceleration and not that great top speed? Well, the Tesseract is an exception of it. It's got solid acceleration, definitely not as good as the other electric cars like the Cyclone, but it has solid acceleration along with really good top speed. That's why I said not all the electric cars act the exact same in the game. When it comes to a straight drag race or just a race without a lot of turns and mainly speed, I think the Tesseract could take it over the Cyclone. When it comes to lap times in a race with a lot of turns or just edges you need to go around, it's going to be close between the Tesseract and the Cyclone. Those are probably the top two in electric cars when it comes to racing them. But like with the Cyclone, the Tesseract's biggest downside I would say is the handling. You can see in the gameplay I'm spinning out a good amount. I guess it's raining, so it's a bit harder, but I find myself spinning out even on a normal sunny day in Los Santos. Actually, the downside could be one of two things, either the price of it at $2.8 million, or once again the handling. It really depends if you're broke or not. Now let's move on to the most recently released car in this video, which is the Obey Wagon. This is basically an Audi SUV. It's a beautiful looking car, one of the better looking SUVs in the game. If you're someone that cares about the looks a lot, which I would imagine is a lot of people, the exterior of this vehicle is awesome. It looks amazing, but then the interior is pretty disappointing, not gonna lie. It looks nothing like an interior of an actual Audi, let alone just a nice interior. It's a very typical looking interior, we'll say that. The customization isn't great. The only thing that stands out to me are the liveries of it. It does have some cool options there, but I think it looks really good clean too. When it comes to how it performs, it's got good handling and good acceleration, and it lacks a bit in top speed. I know some non-electric SUVs can absolutely smoke it when it comes to top speed, but if you're doing a race with a lot of turns, it could be good for it because you can go around turns really well and you can gain speed really fast with a good acceleration once again. Next up is the Raiden. This is a really nice looking vehicle. It's based off of the Tesla Model S, and as far as I know, it is the only vehicle that's based off of a Tesla in GTA, and I know a lot of people, including me, that are just waiting for the Tesla Model X in GTA, which is the SUV Tesla basically, where the doors in the back like open upwards like butterfly doors basically. Like several other electric cars, the acceleration on the Raiden is really good. You can definitely notice it as soon as you start driving it, and when you talk about the looks of it, I think it's got this like modern slash futuristic look. It's kind of a hybrid of both of them. I really like it. The back of it especially, I think it just looks like a straight spaceship. It's just hard to make this car look bad. Like, it goes well with a lot of different paint jobs. I think white is probably the best just because it's clean and simple, which is also the vibe that this car gives off. What makes it look even cleaner is the chrome door handles. It's such a nice touch, and I think it's the same with the IRL Tesla version. It really is a great overall car, looks wise, customization wise, performance wise. For the most part, it doesn't have the best handling just because it's so fast. The acceleration and the top speed are really good, especially the acceleration. It could give a good fight to the Cyclone. I'm actually curious who would win in a drag race, because the Cyclone has a little better acceleration, but the Raiden might have a little better top speed. I'm not exactly sure. If I had to give a gold medal of some sort to the Raiden, I'd consider it, in my opinion, the best looking electric car in the game, and that says a lot because a lot of the electric cars in the game look really cool and unique as well, like the Tesseract, like the Cyclone, the Voltic, the Chameleon, the Neon, the Morgan. There's a lot of really good ones. I guess you could include those as honorable mentions. The Neon, the Chameleon, and the Morgan. Those are three other really good electric cars in the game. And if you want to see the best realistic looking cars to drive around in GTA Online, click the video on screen now. I hope you all enjoy that video, and peace.